I'm Chloe from Brit+Co. How are you, David?
I'm good. Hi, Chloe. How are you?
Good. I'm so excited to chat. We've like run into each other at a couple events, but we've never been able to like
Yeah,
sit
yeah.
down and have a conversation.
I was
So
gonna say,
congratulations on this movie.
thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Yes. And okay, so this movie, Fear Street Prom Queen, takes place in the 80s.
Mhm.
And I would love to know to start, if there's one thing you could bring back from the 80s, what would you pick?
It's a great question. It's such like a boring answer, but I'd say just like the lack of social media was really cool. I grew up with social media, and I think it has its
Yeah.
advantages, of course. But it would be nice to just exist in a world where like it wasn't a thing for a little while.
Yeah, I know. I was thinking about it myself and I was like, I know this isn't exclusively 80s, but I'd love us all to have like landlines again.
Bro, or like or maybe even just like the cell phones that were like this big and you would like keep it in your car and there was like an
Yes.
antenna
Yeah.
on it. I'm down for that. That was pretty
Let's
sick.
do it.
Yeah.
And so, kind of at the announcement of the movie, perhaps, I remember you posted the only thing I fear are streets themselves when the movie was announced.
Yeah,
And
dude.
I kind of got me thinking, do you have any like irrational fears? Because obviously, fear is in the title of this
Mm.
series. I would love to hear about that too.
Yeah, not for sure. I I think I fear bees in a way that like is very
Yeah,
irrational. I
yeah,
feel like it's a deeper thing. I feel like as with all fears, like the thing you're scared of is not actually the thing you're scared of. It's something more
yeah,
profound than that, hopefully. So when it comes to bees, I think I hate the feeling of like being chased and there's nothing that you can do about it and they're so much faster than you and they have so
yeah,
much control. It's like a lack of control that I don't like if we really want to get into
yeah.
it. So I know you're like supposed to save the bees and everything, and I'm so down, save the bees, but also stay away from me. That's a
I feel
message.
like that's valid.
Yeah, but
Save the bees, but like keep your
yeah,
distance.
to all the bees watching right now, stay away from me.
Right, right, right. And okay, so watching versus filming a scary movie has to be completely different. Are
Mm.
you a scary movie fan from like an audience perspective, or do you get kind of squeamish?
No, I totally am. I totally am. My mom is like a very big horror fan. She loves it, and uh, not many people in our family are. And I wouldn't say I'm as big of a fan as she is, but I would watch a lot of scary movies with her growing up.
Yeah.
So I'm into it for sure.
Yes. Were there any like fun stunts that you remember? I don't want to spoil anything for the people at home watching,
For sure.
but there are some crazy moments in this movie. I'd love some like behind the scenes insight on filming some of these crazy like
Yeah,
Fear Street classic moments.
yeah, of course. I mean, in terms of my character, like I said, like you said, I won't spoil too much, but there's a moment where I really had to kind of be very physical with the person that I was in the scene with in terms of
Mm,
literally like in terms of movement.
yeah.
Um, and it was so much fun because we would just do take after take after take. And my body was just kind of like I love just like throwing myself around and
Yeah.
like ragdolling. And there's a moment in the movie where that happens, and that was really fun. Yeah, I'll say that.
Do you end up getting like home from the day and you're like, "Oh, I have bruises that I didn't have this morning."
Like low key, like a couple
Yeah.
of days later, I remember being like, "Well, that doesn't really feel the best, but anything for art,
Anything, yes, anything for the art.
anything for the art."
And I have to mention that in terms of The Summer I Turned Pretty, I have been team Cam Cameron. I love that character.
I appreciate it.
Can you tease anything about whether we'll see you this season? And then the other half of that question is I'd love to hear just like what the experience has meant to you now that we know the show is coming to a close because it's meant so much to so many like audience members.
Yeah, I agree. I think yeah. I mean, it's meant the world to me. I met some of my best friends. I met my roommate. Like, I met some of my best friends in the world. I re like kindled relationships with people because like I went to high school with Lola and Sean. So that alone has really like it's changed my whole life in a very like direct way. So that's meant so much to me. I've appreciated like growing alongside Cam in the first couple
Yeah.
seasons because he had like a really fun transformative arc. I appreciate people that like resonate with my character and
Yeah.
yeah, no, that show like it means the world to me. So I'll be sad to see it go, but uh, I'm 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 happy it happened.
Yes. Could we potentially see you in the
Hey
new
man,
Awesome.
Hey man, are you trying to get me in trouble here? What are you trying to do? What are
Only
you
time will tell.
trying to do?
And okay, so a moment in Prom Queen that really stood out to me that I really loved was when Tyler and Lori are kind of having a conversation about like wanting to be something and kind of worrying that they won't amount to anything, that whole
Mm.
kind of just mindset. For you, is there a specific moment that you remember really believing that you could be something, whether from someone encouraging you or like your first acting gig and being like, oh, I can do this, I love this, if
Yeah,
that makes sense?
the first moment that comes to great question. The first moment that comes to mind is um I did a sketch on SNL when I was like I had to be like 11 or 12 and I didn't have any lines in it or anything,
Oh my
but
gosh.
I was definitely like very featured in the sketch. And I just remember the like hustle and bustle on the set and the electricity and like the heartbeat of the whole place was like palpable, especially because it was live. And I just remember I've told the story before, but right before we went on the air, everybody was running around getting in places, da da da, and I was just like standing there like trying to just hit my mark. And one of the I think he was like the assistant director or something, but we were like about to go on air and everybody it was so alive and all of a sudden he looks at me, he goes, "All right, kid, don't fuck it up." And I went, "Oh, okay."
Oh,
And then we went on, and I did it, and I didn't mess it up, and like we called cut on the sketch, and it was great, and so I stuck the landing, and I really remember feeling like, okay, like I actually can be a part of this, and there's been a bunch of moments like that since then, but that's the earliest one I can remember.
oh, that's amazing. I know
Yeah,
I've been to like as an audience member to SNL dress rehearsals a couple times, and the
yeah,
energy is so fast and amazing, and
yeah,
just theater kid like amazingness.
yeah, totally, totally, yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
And so much of this movie takes place kind of in a creepy high school,
Mhm.
basically. Were there any freaky things you remember happening on set while filming? I know it's not necessarily like a ghost movie, but I still had to ask.
No, yeah, it's a good question. Oh, you know what? We had that uh, lunar eclipse going on, like while
Oh
we were
yeah.
filming that. So I think we like during lunch, it was like the perfect time to go. And I don't remember who it was, but somebody in production got us the glasses, and we all went outside and literally, witnessed like the dark shadow. And it didn't feel creepy necessarily, but it definitely was like visceral and like a little bit spooky, and we were all just kind of like, "Holy cow!" It was kind of like a very humbling, cosmic moment. So I don't know. I guess
Yes.
it maybe kind of supernatural a little bit.
No, that was a fun day. I
Yeah,
love that.
yeah.
And do you have a favorite 80s movie as well to kind of bookend the 80s question from the beginning?
I have so many favorite '80s movies. I guess, oh, man, between Back to the Future Part One
Oh
and
yeah.
Do the Right Thing, which is also an '80s movie. Those are two of my favorite movies of all time in general. Back to the Future, though, in terms of like the you just that movie reeks of the '80s in such a like lovely way. So I'll say Back to the Future.
Okay, I have never seen Do the Right Thing, but I'll add it to
Oh,
my
you gotta watch
list.
it. Oh my god, you gotta watch it. It's like one of the
Okay.
greatest movies ever made.
Okay, great.
Yeah, seriously.
And final question. Also looking ahead to later this summer, is there anything that you can tease about your involvement in Jurassic World? Because I'm literally so excited for that movie.
Thank you. So am I. I'm so hype. Yeah, I don't know. It's definitely like an homage to the original.
Yeah.
We got the David Kep, the writer of the first Jurassic Park, to write this one. It's shot on film. We used like some kind of I think they're literally the lenses that they use on the cameras to film like Raiders of the Lost Ark and Apocalypse Now. And
Oh, that's
it's very much kind of like a rebranding of the franchise in that it feels like a smaller story. It's about a small group of people in a place where they shouldn't be, kind of like
yeah.
how the first trilogy did. And I think it's just as classic and iconic as the original. I know it's like a crazy thing to say, but I really do believe it. And the cast is so incredible, and it is like one of my favorite filming experiences, right up there with Fear Street. So
Amazing. Well, congratulations on Fear Street again,
thanks.
and thank you so much for chatting with me.
Yeah, it was great talking to you. I appreciate it.
Yes, you too.
Take care.